Imagine if we could take a list of 100 target accounts and in the next 10 minutes you have exactly who to reach out to, what to say, why it will work, and a full outreach sequence ready to go. That's exactly what we have built using Claude, a complete account-based marketing engine. And in this video, I'll break down how it works so you can replicate it for your own sales workflow. And if you are into sales, automation, or GTM, or building systems like this, then hit the subscribe button because that's exactly what we share on our channel. Now let's first understand what this engine actually does. Because we're not just generating messages over here, we're building a system that actually works. What we have done is we have first of all classified the different stages of ABM, which starts primarily with first understanding our own company context. So as you can see in this table over here, we have mentioned what all inputs do we need and what is the output of it that we would want. Next is in terms of say the prospect data. Now obviously you might use tools like LinkedIn, Clay or anything to filter out the accounts that you would want to target based on the basic ICP criteria like the industry, the geography, the company size. But what more than that can you do is what we are going to see over here as part of account-based marketing. The next part is account research, wherein the chat model should basically give us a complete tiered wise classification of which are the most relevant accounts to connect with. So that's wherein ICP Fit Scoring comes into place. And once we have the account research and ICP Fit Scoring done, what we move on to is generating messaging angles for that specific company. So as you can see, once that gets created, we have the LinkedIn outreach created. And finally, we get a complete playbook wherein we have the account summary, we have who is the target persona, we get a complete classification of these are the specific companies that you should approach first, along with a LinkedIn sequence. And if you want to add on say an email sequence or any other content idea, if say you would want to run ads for those specific account, you can also generate that. And we have a tagging that gets done. So to ensure that we are covering all of these things, what we did is we started by engineering a prompt, a very specific prompt that could one be exhaustive and exclusive to the particular use case that we are dealing with today. That is building a full stack account-based marketing engine. So as you can see over here, what we did is we have added the company context. So we are asking the AI agent to understand the context based on the input parameters that a user puts in. Then it is importing that prospect data. So once say the basic input of company details is done, you have your prospect account data stored somewhere. You can either manually input it or you can add a CSV as well. Then we are asking it to do a deep prospect account research, do the ICP fit scoring, create the messaging angles and the LinkedIn sequence. So we are incorporating every aspect of the stages that we had earlier defined into the prompt. Now, what we did is when we went on to Claude, we simply created a skill using Claude, wherein we had given this exact prompt. Now, once we had entered that entire prompt, what it did is it refined it and it made a much detailed prompt for us. So as you can see over here, this is how the skill file looks like, wherein it has defined more accurately as to what all things are required in terms of say inputs, what is the workflow for the entire thing, wherein phase wise it has defined that what task does the AI agent need to do. And finally, it has even given us the complete output format as to this is the output that the playbook document should have, which includes everything that we'll need to start with the outreach for that account. Now, majority of the time when we talk about ABM, a lot of companies, they think that no, ABM starts with outreach or reaching out to the right accounts at the right time, but that's not the case. ABM first of all begins at understanding the type of companies and those companies who can be reached out at a particular point of time. So say if I have a list of 100 companies and if I want to reach out to all of them through finding the relevant people, then that is not account-based marketing. What is account-based marketing is researching what those companies are doing, where are their initiatives aligning with the product or services that I am offering, and then hitting them at the right point. So as you can see over here, what we did is once the skill was created, we saved it and we have run a test on this. So I'll quickly show you the exact output that we are able to get. So when we ran the ABM engine, first thing that the skill did was to ask for inputs that include say the company name and website, the services that or products that we are selling, whom are we selling to, that's the ICP. If we want to highlight any say differentiator or USP, we can even mention that. what you can do in addition to this is you can also upload your deck so that it can fetch that data point from it. Geography focus and the account list that we want to target. These are the inputs that we want to offer. So what we did over here is we gave the website, we gave what is the service that we are selling. We mentioned that okay, it should research the ICP from the website itself, the target regions that we are focusing on, and we attached the company list as well. Now, based on this, what it did is one, it classified the 24 accounts that I gave into top 5 accounts that I can target, along with what are the signals for the same. That as to why did it classify those 5 accounts as the top priority, it has mentioned that clearly. And as an output, what I'm getting over here is a complete playbook. So as you can see over here, in terms of the playbook, it is very well organized, very well structured, and I'm getting my company positioning. I'm getting the top tier accounts, and for every single account, that's the top 5 accounts, it has given me a snapshot, the key insights, the fitment and its reasoning, the messaging angle that I should take, along with my initial LinkedIn outreach sequence. In terms of an email angle, it has given me that okay, what can the subject line be for this, since it's completely signal based and more personalized, along with a hook. Moreover, it even tells me that if I want to share any content, then what can that be? It has done that same activity for all the accounts that we are targeting. And not just this, for the other tier. So say for example, these are 5 out of 24 accounts that it created a detailed snapshot or detailed messaging strategy. But what about the other accounts where it is not classifying them as tier 1 accounts? So for them, what it has given is what I can do in terms of the next step, or what is the signal that I should wait for approaching. So that's where it has given me a batch 2 and a batch 3 data in terms of what are the next steps that I can take or I can do. So for those companies, as you can see, it has mentioned a couple of places that there are low public signals or low signals. That's wherein I'll have to manually go and research about these accounts before reaching out to them. So this was about how you can build a full stack ABM engine on Claude and get a more structured output for your team to do a better research and better approach prospects. So if you found this useful, please do subscribe and like the video, and thank you so much for watching this one.